Hi, my name is Lisa Elby and I'm with Monet Software. And today I'm going to bring you another episode of the WFM Zoo. Now, why a zoo? Well, when you're going through your day balancing service levels, trying to make agents happy, and generally just trying to make the day run smoothly, don't you feel more like a zookeeper rather than a workforce analyst? Today I want to talk about an animal I've been chasing for years, the abandonment rate antelope. Now, before you can chase and catch and hopefully train an animal, you really have to understand the animal. Now, you might be saying that's pretty simple. I mean, an antelope, he looks like a deer, he runs fast. And abandonment rates, well, those are pretty simple too. Those are just the customers that hang up before we actually get to service them. Oh, and yes, they do have an effect on our customer retention and satisfaction, but that's all pretty clear cut, right? Maybe not. Did you know that antelopes actually belong to the same family as the cows? So are you looking to add a deer, or do you actually have a cow? And the same thing with your abandonment rates. If you bring them in, change the goal, make the goal happen, are you really going to help your customer retention and satisfaction? Well, let's take a look at that today. And let's start by looking at our contact center, Zoo World. Now, Zoo World's main key performance indicators were customer satisfaction scores and abandonment rate. At about a 10% abandonment rate, their customer satisfaction scores were running at about 70%. So management made the decision that to increase the customer satisfaction scores, they needed to bring down that abandon rate. They decided on a goal to cut it in half of 5%. So the chase of the 5% antelope was on. They made a hard effort to make sure all their agents were on the phones. No meetings, no coachings, just an occasional break or lunch. And they were overjoyed when they began to see that they started hitting their 5% abandonment rate. They couldn't wait to see what those customer satisfaction scores were going to be. Maybe 80, 85, 90%. Imagine their dismay when their customer satisfaction scores went to 55%, down 15 points. Let's take a hard look at what they didn't understand about their animal. One thing Zoo World hadn't taken a look at was just how long were their customers holding, their average wait to abandon. When they had that 10% abandonment rate, they were holding about 180 seconds. Now with that 5% abandonment rate, they were now holding 600 seconds. Instead of training their antelope, they trained their customers. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, customers who had issues now were trained to know they were not going to be answered in a timely fashion, so they carved out a good portion of their day to put things on speakerphone and listen to product announcements and bad music versions of songs from the 80s. And what was worse is even less customers were being handled in a timely manner. Well, how could that be? We were putting more agents on the phone. We weren't giving them coaching and training. Well, that was the problem. The average handle time, when they were trained, coached, and had time to breathe, was down. Once the agents became burned out, the average handle time went up. So once again, chasing an animal that we didn't truly understand. So cutting the abandonment rate in half made the customer satisfaction scores drop instead of increase. Now, the abandonment rate antelope is an important part of the WFM Zoo. He is a wonder to watch as he runs through your contact center. His keen sense of predators, otherwise known as unhappy customers, is something we definitely want to be in tune with. But chasing him, before we do that, we need to understand what's making him run first. Thank you for joining me today, and join me next time when I talk about the email elephant. I'm Lisa Elby from Monet Software, wishing you happy scheduling.